I know we keep talking about inflation, but at this point it is getting a little bit unbearable. So here are some ways that I have been able to cut my grocery bill in half or just at least significantly. And this is all without clipping coupons because let's be honest, I don't have time to clip coupons, and I've found that many of the coupons that can be clipped are for items that I don't even use or care to use. So if I'm clipping coupons to save money on an item that I don't even want, I'm not really saving any money. So I still choose to buy the items that we use when we eat, so a lot of the main produce items. And then I also choose to buy like specific laundry detergent and stuff like that. Therefore, I don't have coupons that I can clip. So let's get into it. The first one is buying in bulk any of your staple items. For example, toilet paper, paper towels if you choose to use those. For me, we make our own bread, so flour, bread flour, anything that's going to last a lot longer that you don't have to worry about using up before it expires or molds or anything like that. It does not help you to buy a giant bag of romaine lettuce because you anticipate having salad 3 times that week, only to have to throw out half of the bag because really that giant bag is like 5 heads of romaine lettuce, and that's just too much for you in that week. But if you're looking at staple items, you're going to visit that store a lot less. And let's be honest, those bulk item stores are pretty expensive when you're buying your groceries there as well. Now, if you send your kids off to school, something that my parents used to do when we went to school was we also bought bulk items of like chips and any of the extra snacks that go with our lunch foods. So we bought a lot of that at those stores. Next one is shopping based on your store sales and markdowns. We get an ad every Tuesday in our mail, and on Wednesdays is when the store markdowns happen. So I always like to go through those. If maybe I'm not purchasing roast for the week, but I see that roast is on sale and I know that I'm going to be eating that at some point in the future, I'll go ahead and buy that and put it in our freezer. Now, we don't have a big deep freeze, we just have our regular freezer, so you have to be very sparing with that, but we choose to shop the sales more frequently and also check to see the prices because sometimes the sales are not that great. So if you're familiar with them and you're shopping them more often, then that's going to help you out. Sometimes this means you go to 3 stores because you're getting your main groceries at one store, you need to grab 2 or 3 bulk items at this store because it's cheapest there, but not the groceries, and then you need to buy 1 or 2 meat items that went on sale at this store. That's kind of advanced. You don't have to do that, but if that works for you, that's going to help you significantly cut down on your costs. Another thing I'm sure you heard a lot of is meal planning around what's already in your pantry or in your freezer. So this is where I'm gonna need you to comment below. Is there something that you are having problems trying to figure out a meal for? Because for me, it's this about 3 pumpkins worth of pumpkin puree from Halloween. And it is currently February and we're gonna enter into spring season soon. So if you have any ideas on pumpkin puree, so far it's been used in pumpkin bread, pumpkin chili, and that is all I can think of for pumpkin puree. Maybe a pumpkin pie, but like we're not even in that season anymore. That's besides the point. If you go to your pantry when you are starting your meal planning, which is sometimes very annoying because you start meal planning like when you're on the couch or when you're at your table, but just taking the 5 minutes of walking over to your pantry and your freezer and your refrigerator, opening it up, what in here have I not used that needs to be used so I can get rid of it and get it out of this space because it's taking up space in your valuable space-saving stuff. So in your freezer, if you only have so much space, it's taking up that space. And at some point, it might get freezer burned, it might get expired, it may not be good anymore. So you need to get rid of it. You need to figure out ways to use it in your meal plan. And you already have that item. Let's use it so we can save money on it. Anything in your refrigerator that might go bad soon, think about the dairy products, any vegetables that you didn't use from last week, they need to be used this week, preferably in the first 1 or 2 meals. And then if there's anything in your pantry like pasta or tuna. That's gonna cut down on your grocery bills because you already have it and you can make a meal with it knowing that's already there. Finally, when you have your whole list, you've sectioned it out by the stores, you need to go through each store and you are on a mission. You are on a mission. You've already looked at the sales ads. You've already made the decisions of what I'm going to take advantage of in the sales ads offers and what I'm not going to do because that's not in the meal plan. So when you walk through that store and you see, oh, the pizzas are on sale this week, or oh, this is on sale this week, and you think, oh, this would be really good. No, you have a meal plan. Baby, we got meals at home. So avoid those impulse buys. You're gonna stick to your list. It helps if you've got the toddlers in there with you and they're already screaming too because they're in a cart for some reason and they want snacks. I'm on a mission. Bam, 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 crossing off the list and we're out. Additionally, if you use grocery pickup of some sort, so Walmart grocery pickup, it's not going to be an additional cost for you, then use that because you're not going to be walking through the store and walking past the clearance aisle that has some delicious looking candy or has something that you think might look good on your walls. No, we are not looking at any of that. We're on a mission, we're getting it done, and if you can do a grocery pickup, that's easier. I also want to have a little caveat to this. For those of you that use Aldi grocery pickup, so it goes through Instacart. If you're not familiar with the Instacart policies, Instacart normally has every tiny little item in the store marked up by a few cents or a few dollars. I noticed this tremendously when I was trying to price match cheese, because we always get cheese. We get so much cheese and we have to eat it all. Like, we are cheese family. So when I was trying to price match cheese, I was price matching it at Sam's, at Walmart, and at Aldi. And Aldi looked really expensive on the cheese. I was like, there's no way I'm buying cheese at Aldi. I'm gonna buy it. I think it was cheapest at Walmart. Even Sam's? No, I think it was Sam's. Sam's had cheapest, but I don't normally go bulk buy as often, and I didn't want to have to keep driving to Sam's every 2 weeks to go bulk buy. I try to do it once a month on my bulk buys because those are expensive orders. But then when I was walking into Aldi and I passed the cheese section, it's the cheapest. It's cheapest there. Like, yes, they're in the 8-ounce blocks, so there's not as many big ones, but I want to say it was like $1.97 where we live, whereas on the Aldi grocery pickup, it was more like $4. So it was double the price in the grocery pickup in Instacart. So I just need you to know that if you are going through shops like Instacart or other delivery services, yes, you're probably paying for your delivery fee, you're probably paying your driver a tip, but also all of those items are upcharged. That's just the price you pay for convenience, and if that's a price that you're willing to pay, sure, do that. But if you are watching my video, odds are you're ready to cut costs on groceries, so you might as well just go grab it yourself at the store. Now, those are just a few tips. Grocery shopping does not have to be overwhelming. Even just taking a few of those tips or making a few changes yourself are going to make a big impact. So what are you looking at doing this week? Let me know in the comments below.